Billy Joel has been going out with kind of hand picks who he goes out with. He did a run with Stevie Nicks a while back, and so Billy Joel
that was
and
just last year.
Yeah, Rod Stewart going to open there. I remember last time Rod Stewart came through, might have been a year or so ago. He played Blossom, and somebody wrote a review where they were like, not complimentary. But again, if you're a fan of these guys, it doesn't matter, right? I've never seen Rod Stewart live. I've seen Billy Joel once, but not for a long, long time. So it's going to happen.
You mean?
I'm sorry?
For the longest time.
For the longest time. Friday, September 13th. No, that's my 11th anniversary. Know what I'm getting my wife. Cleveland Browns Stadium. Billy Joel and Rod Stewart. The tickets will go on sale February the 2nd. And I'm sure they'll be super affordable. 10 a.m. Billy Joel, Rod Stewart. They call them two of the most respected recording artists in history. That's true. A one-night-only performance at Cleveland Browns Stadium here in Cleveland.
Well, recently Billy Joel did that. And I was like, who's Billy Joel? And he goes, you don't know who Billy Joel is. I was like, I'm from another country. I don't know who's famous here. What is that, Superman's dad? I don't know. He goes, Billy Joel is from America. And I was like, oh my gosh, there's an American who's famous in Ireland that I've never heard of. He goes, no, Billy Joel, piano man, uptown girl. And I was like, oh, you mean Billy Joel? And he goes, no, it's Billy Joel. And for a second I thought, maybe he's right.
It is Billy Joel. Billy Joel and Rod Stewart at Cleveland Browns Stadium. Now, none of us went to the press conference, so we don't know what was said there. I have to imagine that there were probably finger sandwiches. You think?
No.
You don't think so?
Nah.
For a press conference for the media, you don't think that they had a little crafty table?
Nope.
Really? Well, then what's the
None.
draw?
The announcement.
Well, we're going to get that after the thing. I mean, I got an email. They announced it at 1:15, and then they sent out the email.
Right.
What's the draw for the media to go over? Because we all got the invitation. Hey, we're going to make this big.
To get it 1 minute before everybody else.
Is that what it is?
I guess. I mean, maybe they had
Yeah,
snacks,
I
but
can't.
I don't know. I don't
can't
think
remember.
they had sandwiches.
I can't. Not even finger sandwiches?
Nope.
Really? What about hand sandwiches? What bigger than that? Is the Roman burger a hand sandwich? It's not a finger sandwich. It's
just a sandwich.
Yeah, but you have to put your fingers around it to eat it. Yeah.
It's good.
Anyway, Billy Joel and Rod Stewart. In other Stewart news,
bummer.
What is?
It's an old people concert.
What did you think it was going to be?
I was hoping it was like Taylor Swift or Beyonce or something. I was
I don't
hoping.
think Beyonce would do a whole stadium. I mean, she could probably sell it out.
She did a stadium tour.
Did she?
Didn't she, Cody?
Yes,
Wasn't
she
she on a
did.
stadium tour all last year?
She did the Renaissance tour, but it didn't come here. I think she's fed up with Cleveland because she didn't sell out.
Fed up with Cleveland.
Because when they did the On the Run tour here with Jay-Z, I don't think she sold out First Energy either.
Isn't that her fault?
I mean,
it's our fault for not supporting her.
It's our fault for not supporting.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
A lot of these artists get frustrated with Cleveland because they come here and they sell out in every other city, but they don't sell out here. Like Lady Gaga stopped coming here because she didn't sell out. Like, I don't know.
Right. I mean, it's pure numbers. You know, when you're looking at routing dates or whatever, which is what your Clevelands and Pittsburghs are. You're looking at routing dates. You're like, well, let me look at the venue. What's the ticket price? You know, they can see back in the day. An artist would look and see how their albums were selling in that market and then go, well, I'm not going to go to Pittsburgh because I don't sell anything in Pittsburgh. But Cleveland, you know, median income here is not what it might be in some other cities, but it is considered an urban market. So if Beyonce is going to come through and then she's pissed that she doesn't sell enough tickets.
But they know if they go to Pittsburgh, that's just close enough where Cleveland people might come, or Detroit. Cleveland people might come.
Right.
So
well, Pittsburgh is very much not an urban market. That's That's Whitey Town, USA.
Well, Beyonce is also universal.
I'm just saying she's still considered an urban artist. And so that is the calculus that goes into where now she's a huge artist.
Yeah,
but it's also an ego thing too, right? I mean,
yeah, you want to sell out.
You want to think you can play a baseball stadium or a football stadium, where if she did the Romo Fijo, she'd sell it out in 15 minutes.
And to your point, Alan, I don't know if that's still a thing. The urban artists like that's
It very much is.
But listen to me though. In regards to like urban music is now pop music. Like Drake and J. Cole, I'll be damned if they're not already sold out. And they are
right. But why
hip-hop.
but those tours all have 4 and 5 artists on the bill?
No, it's just Drake and J. Cole.
No, I'm sure there's 3 other artists on that bill. It's not just going to be Drake and J.
I mean, an
Drake and J. Cole.
opener. People aren't paying all that money to see an opener.
I mean, I do.
You're talking to Alan here, remember? He's there for the openers.
That's right.
Like there's some big names that they can go to an all white. They can go to the whitest part of the country and sell out because the name's big enough to carry that. Like, and Drake is one of them.
That's the hope, right?
J. Cole is the opening act. So
But
it's J. Cole and
Drake.
But
Drake.
what I'm saying is these artists already know way better than any of us do. They don't have to speculate. They know where people are streaming their music, buying their music. They know where those markets are. So a lot of times if they're not playing a certain market, that's all it is.
Like Post Malone, he's white, but he markets to urban areas, and I guarantee, and those white boys would know all the lyrics to a song before all the black people do. So I don't know if that urban thing is still around. I think that's for like mid-level and small artists.
Talk to promoters. I'm just telling you. I mean, it still is.
I got a little exclusive.
Alan Cox Show! Exclusive news update!
It is part of Billy Joel's contract that they have to do a press conference to announce it.
Are you for real?
Let me
That's
shut
what
my
I'm
mouth.
being told by somebody that was there.
I wonder why.
He wants there to be
Hullabaloo and
yeah.
yeah.
He's old school. It's an old school thing to do.
What
Right.
a diva.
Now I'm also finding out if there are sandwiches.
That's next.
Yeah.
No sandwiches, but beverages.
Wow. But what are butt beverages?
You know what it is.
like a coffee colonic?
Mm-hmm.
That's delicious too. Cleans you right up. You feel good. You're refreshed, full of vim and vigor, and coffee. I got money for you. It's $1,000, courtesy of the Buzzard Bookie. Each and every one of these got $1,000, so I hope you win. Good luck.
This is your chance to bet with the Buzzard Bookie and win $1,000 now. Enter this nationwide keyword at WMMS.com. Check. That's check. Enter it now at WMMS.com.
4:30 and 5:30 today will be your last 2 opportunities to get some money today. We'll start it all over again tomorrow. Voicemails, you want to leave them? You can do it at the Alan Cox Show After Hours line. That's always up and running for you. It's 216-986-8903.
Hey, Alan, John from Mayfield, listening to the podcast. You guys are talking about the guy who called in who got catfished by a woman who used her daughter's photos. And Poundcake made the connection. That's like Alan using his son's picture. Gee, how'd you make that connection, Einstein?
Poor Poundcake. Nobody gives him an inch, boy. Why do you call you Einstein?
I don't know, but
You were just drawing an analogy, right?
But I'm just that would be like you dating with your son's picture. That's just
he really took
ridiculous.
umbrage at that,
Well, whatever. I don't care.
right? Einstein.
I'm guessing this was on Tuesday when I was out because I don't know this story.
About
yeah.
the guy who a guy called, and we were talking about catfishing or something. And a guy,
No, okay, I
you were
remember
here.
that. Yeah,
that
okay, that was yesterday.
Yeah. Guy called and said that he found out that he was being catfished by
and
the
then the
mom
mom
was
died.
using the
Yeah.
daughters.
Yeah.
Only found out because the mom died. Einstein. It is great that Einstein, because Einstein is synonymous with intelligence, and so it's used, sarcastically to people. But there were so many geniuses throughout history. I mean, theory of relativity, okay. But, I mean, if you've seen, I just saw Oppenheimer not that long ago. Nobody's going like, good job, Oppenheimer, Tom Conti plays Einstein in the movie, and Robert Oppenheimer is surrounded by the geniuses of the early 20th century, like Niels Bohr and Enrico Fermi and all these guys. And Einstein is still, that's the one that's stuck. When you throw it at people.
He's got the marketing, man.
Good job, Einstein. But None of the other ones ever stuck. None of the geniuses throughout history. Isaac Newton, right? Gravity. Where would we be? Nobody's like, all right, Newton. Galileo. But we got to get something going there. You're going to get to the point where a generation is not going to know who Albert Einstein is. We might be there now. Can you ask a kid in high school if they know who Albert Einstein is? What do you think they'll say? Hey, most people know the name. They'd be hard-pressed to tell you what he's known for.
I just think.
But the name is so synonymous with genius that people go, all right, Hawking's kind of moving into that territory. People are like, what are you, Stephen Hawking? I don't know.
But you have to kind of mash it up with like the pedophile island stuff too.
Oh, God.
But you never know who's going to get your reference, because I just watched the movie Swingers last week.
Yep.
And remember the scene where they're getting breakfast, and he drops the Age of Enlightenment on the waitress, and he's like, "Oh, I went too deep." Of course, a Las Vegas waitress isn't gonna get some French philosophical reference, and then he goes, "Hey, we're in a hurry," and she goes, "Hold on, Voltaire."
Yeah. I don't know. We got to mix them up a little bit. You never know what's going to hit.
Gee, how'd you make that connection, Einstein?
He's so forceful, that guy. Wow. Very upset at Poundcake. Poundcake's out here, trying to make these connections for people, and people just breaking his balls.
But it was just hard for me to understand why someone, they thought they were never going to meet, and that's why she used her daughter's picture. And
yeah, all those people figure they're never going to meet. Like he said, it just so happened the mom died. If the mom hadn't died, that would have continued.
They were sending money or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just weird to me. Like if you posted pictures of your son, like
are you doing it again?
Flexing
He
his
is
muscle,
doing it
and
again.
you just like put it as your profile picture. That would be hella sus.
Gee, how'd you make that connection, Einstein?
He's doubling down. It's called resetting here in the business for people who aren't hip to what's going on. I was reading about a company that is hoping to integrate their Stephen Hawking and Albert Einstein holograms into university academics. Lifelike holograms that may soon be able to give lectures. So you will eventually have a generation of people who are like, who's this old dude? Who's this hologram of this old dude? Long dead pioneers. Groundbreaking hologram technology.
This sounds like Futurama stuff.
Right.
Where they were just using Napster to create likenesses of celebrities, but it was just based off all their movie algorithms kind of merged into a personality. And that's what they're going to do with geniuses.
Yeah, there's a British university that says they plan to project scientists from MIT, and so far
They call
students
it MIT.
MIT.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's Massachusetts. Romney used to be the governor.
Yeah.
Students absolutely love the hologram guest speakers, they say, using the holographic technology to bring some of the world's greatest innovators and artists like Michael Jackson.
Yes.
You want to get Poundcake back in school? Here's how you do it. He's going to audit a lecture by Michael Jackson. It's called Here's How You Do It and Get Away with It for a While.
Hee hee. At the end.
Tee-hee.
No, hee hee.
Oh, hee-hee.
Michael Jackson said hee hee.
Gee, how'd you make that connection, Einstein?
So, yeah. Given a lecture by a hologram Stephen Hawking. Now, here's the question. Stephen Hawking famously had to use that voice recorder. Would the hologram have to stick to that because that's how people
Know him?
associate his voice, or could they use his voice? He wasn't like that since birth, right?
Right.
Would they use Stephen Hawking's voice? Because we don't know what that sounds like. Unless there's old newsreel footage, I never saw anything where Stephen Hawking was speaking. There was that documentary called Hawking Talking in the late 1800s, but it was very, very grainy raw footage.
Yeah, I think you got to go for the authenticity. What we know is the speak and spell voice.
Yeah. I don't know what he sounded like. The synthetic voice he used was modeled after the real-life voice of a scientist named Dennis Klatt. Ooh, maybe there is some Hawking talking here.
Use a student to interpret his failing speech.
Okay, got it.
Sling blade, okay.
So he was very young when that happened.
Yeah.
Okay. He underwent a bronchotomy in 1985, putting a pipe into his lungs and, well, anyway. But yeah, you associate Stephen Hawking. And by the way, he's the most, well, Trump, Clinton, yeah. But out of kind of the civilian-ish people on the Epstein thing, Stephen Hawking is by far the most believable person. That's the least surprising person, I think. Because people go, oh, my God. But, I mean, didn't the dude, like, cheat on his wife with his nurse? Like, Hawking was making stuff happen. I don't know how you do that. But I think
in his situation, to make that happen is...
I was going to say
unprecedented.
Yeah,
truly a genius.
If
truly
anyone gets
a
a
genius.
passing sheet, I feel like it's Stephen Hawking.
He truly understood the mysteries of the universe.
He's like, I wasn't cheating, babe. I just had to poop. She was wiping me.
Once she got my pants down.
You know? I wasn't
I'm gonna
cheating.
use that
I
one.
just had to poop.
She was wiping me.
That's what he said. Like, you didn't want to do it for me, baby, so I found someone else too.
Yeah. A Blumkin was originally called a Hawking. Cracking himself up.
Something wrong with you guys.
Shut up, Mary.
Gee, how'd you make that connection, Einstein?
All right, I've got to take a break here. You want to send a text, you can do it, 35192, AlanCoxShow.com, where you can watch the live